Do people still aspire to buying their own homes, or should we be looking more at the German model where lots more people are happy to rent?
I think there's still a lot of people who do aspire to own their home, but it's when they might own is a key feature here. And for quite a lot of young people, that is not an obvious choice. We know now that the high level of deposits required for buying means that the average age of first-time buyers who haven't got access to parental wealth is now 37.
Right.
So they need a choice about rental alongside home ownership that may come later on in their lives.
So are there just not enough places then to rent at the moment? Is there actually a shortage of rental accommodation?
Interestingly, we've seen rental grow, particularly through the buy-to-let market that occurred in the boom period. And in fact, the proportion of home ownership was falling before the credit crunch.
Right.
But what we have is a particular form of rented market. It's proportionately a lot lower than other countries, and it's typically what is often called mum and pop operations, individuals with 1 to 5 houses. And what we don't have in this country is a significant professionally managed, institutionally funded private rented sector.
Now, you at the HCA, your role is to create thriving communities and affordable homes.
Indeed.
Is building rental homes the way to do this?
We think it's a good part of the way forward. And why do I say that? Well, it works in 3 very powerful ways. First of all, it's a very good opportunity for investment for the institutional funds who are looking for revenue streams of low risk and capital growth. Secondly, for the house builders, that's a new source of supply that reduces the risk. If they can pre-sell housing that they plan to build, that's a big bonus for them. And for the individual, it gives them that choice of a professionally managed sector that they don't have at the moment. And it will work for them potentially beyond those early years when they might have rented in, if you like, digs and so on, into something that's more permanent for them. So it works in many ways. And for us, we see it as having a lot of potential. It's going to take time to grow, but we think the potential's there.
You're calling it the private rented sector initiative. The idea being that big investors, pension funds, institutional investors will get involved in it.
Absolutely, and we know already that Aviva, one of the major pensions funds and investors, has already signalled it wants to do this. What they would do is raise funds, and those funds would be used to secure either newly built or new build housing from developers and house builders. So they would pre-purchase. They would then hold those properties and rent them out, and they would get an institutional manager, probably from another country, from America, to manage the stock. And over time, they may well sell on some of that stock. So they get 2 advantages. They get reliable rental streams that match inflation, critical for a pension fund these days, but they also get the opportunity of capital growth as well. So there's a lot of attractions to it for them.
We've also got a weak pound and a fairly flat market in terms of construction here at the moment, so I suppose those are 2 other key things that investors would look to.
I think they're factors here. One of the things that's been a barrier in the past to institutional investment has been the absence of product. You simply couldn't buy properties at a price that made the yields work. Well, with some of the things we've seen in the flatter market, that looks much more of an opportunity to make it happen. It's not the whole solution, but it could be a very valuable contribution.
Just quickly, we're not going to see an Ireland or a Spain here where we end up with oversupply?
No. One thing you can say for certain about Britain is that we have a chronic undersupply of housing. It's quite different from Ireland and Spain. We have a massive hill to climb to build the number of houses that people in this country need. Demographic change, smaller households, bigger population, these are all driving demand, and this is an industry where demand is going to outstrip supply for some considerable time.